a lot of people in the town that really feel a strong affection for the river. To me, it's definitely a river town. My name is Hannah Holm, and I direct the Hutchins Water Center at Colorado Mesa University. We've been here 10 years now, and our purpose is to promote research, education, and dialogue on the water issues facing the upper Colorado River Basin. The name Grand Junction comes from the fact that it's at the junction between the Colorado and the Gunnison rivers. And we have Grand Mesa, kind of the last outpost of the Rocky Mountains, just a little bit to our east. We have a Red Rock Canyon country and the Colorado National Monument kind of to the south and east a little bit, and the Book Cliffs to the north. And then going right through the middle of the valley is a big wide splotch of green. And that area exactly outlines the area that is irrigated by all of our irrigation ditches. Well, the Colorado River is the one that people talk about most. You know, it starts up in Rocky Mountain National Park and, you know, flows all the way down into Mexico. Usually doesn't make it all the way to the sea anymore. And then the Gunnison is also, you know, starts up kind of near the Continental Divide, and then it's a major tributary to the Colorado River. The relationship of the town as it currently exists, which it's important to recognize also that white settlers moved in after the Utes were ejected from the area. But Grand Junction and the Grand Valley communities as they exist now were really founded with agriculture in mind. And so that's really how the relationship started, was for agriculture. And over time, that relationship has evolved quite a bit. Like most places other than agriculture, the main thing that we used to use our rivers for was to take our waste away. So there's the usual history of a fair amount of industrial development along our riverfronts. So a few decades ago actually was the beginning of a big change in the community's relationship to the river. Some forward-thinking folks started to think that the river could really be an asset to the community, so the Lions Club and some other people invested a lot of resources into cleaning up the junk cars, and they started putting a riverfront trail along the river. And so now you can go almost, not quite, almost all the way from Palisade to Fruita just on a hike and bike trail without having to be on roads. So that's a really great amenity for our community. I mean, one thing that, especially in our region, that is a concern looking ahead, it's a concern right now, is climate change. And that's already hammering the Colorado River and all its tributaries pretty hard. So, so that's very concerning. And aside from, you know, big global efforts related to, you know, limiting how much more damage we're going to do in that regard, you know, I think the fires of the last couple of years have really underscored how the health of the landscape is tied to the health of the rivers. So whatever we can do upstream to improve the health of our forests and the health of our rangelands, and, you know, enhance their capacity to, you know, to hold water and slow it down, and that, you know, besides, you know, a lot of us recreate in the forest too, besides making it a nicer, you know, place to go visit, that'll also pay dividends downstream in terms of the health of the rivers. And I just hope that we keep on, you know, really appreciating our river, and but also being mindful about, you know, what we develop along the river's edge to make sure that we, you know, maintain the great values that are already there.